wiki page that will. I'll try this live recording that's going on, like just getting notes and stuff. But feel
Okay.
free to just record.
Okay, can I just talk about the spline first, or
Do you have a? Is it recording now?
yeah, it's a recording.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can go ahead and get things started.
So in I think the issue for school of fish is the fish is not allowed to facing the vector for now. So for now, there's a kind of issues like the spline.
Can you maybe introduce what this is talking about?
Oh, sorry. So basically, this is the Niagara system. I just create those fishes, and they are following the spline in here. So you can see there's a curve which could control the adjust the particles position real times in the blueprints. So for now, as you can see, the facing vector is kind of the same. So it cannot allow to facing the vector for each point. So for these issues, it's come with the Unreal's initial problems because this spline is generated by Unreal, but in Unreal it could not get each points on the spline, like get those points. Like this facing vector is kind of like the tangent attributes for the each spline points. So I need to get each spline points for this one. So, but Houdini could get those points, but for now I cannot use Houdini. So for now it's just trying to get the tangent and spline points, those functions in the blueprint. But it cannot just get all the index. For now it can just get 1 point. So I'm still testing. And I think for LDs, I'm not sure it is the like functions I need to use spline for all the school of fish, because there's a kind of other ways to do it either.
1 second, Charles. Can we actually
Yeah.
look into? Because I think this is trying to tackle a VFX bug.
Yeah.
Since our audience is not necessarily familiar with the VFX, let's tackle implementing the VFX that we have now. We can
Yeah.
talk about issues maybe in another meeting. But I
Okay.
think even with this, how would they say implement this kind of fish particle system? 'Cause we can fix it later on, worst case beta.
Yeah.
But how would we add this to say one of their levels?
We have
Yeah.
this fish particles moving around every level. So
Okay.
it's not the end of this meeting, sir. This is getting the water, post-water, the blur effect, the underwater effect onto our levels. This was the meeting for that actually.
Yeah.
How to adjust the parameters so VLDs can make our track look different from each levels basically. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
have kind of like this little hazy effect right here.
And water,
we have
water
that
effect.
current effect, the little caustics that we can see on those little buildings. You can see how it's running against
Yeah, the water.
Yeah.
some maybe guardrails.
Yeah. So I need to talk about the caustic.
Yes.
Okay.
The water effect.
Let me give just 1 second to end about at the end of the skullfish. So for these skullfish, these are not used spline. So, but in my view, it's also look better than the spline fish.
Yeah,
So, yeah. So I think maybe we could change to another method, not using the spline. We could just give 2 positions, like to how long the fish wheel goes. So you just need to give 2 positions in the blueprint, and it will goes from here to here, and there's a random trail for the school of fish. So I think that also solves the problem. Yeah.
Carrying the worst as compared to the fields of body. We can do, we not see it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see there's a couple that are like facing backwards, but
Oh yeah. There's some random facing, but I could fix for this one because these are not follow the spline. So this could be easy one. So yes, let's talk about the caustic. Let me find in the blueprints. For now, I just using the spotlight So like this one. Actually, for now, I'm using the like functions materials. So you just need to search the components, material, and there's a caustic decals. This is my way to create the water caustic. But I think there's also other ways. So spotlight is the one of ways to make those decals. So you see there's a projecting on the ground for the decals. And you just need to adjust the inner cone angles to make it smooth, and adjusting the scale for the source radius. I think it's source radius. Let me search. Yeah, it should be source radius on the. So you just need to move up, and it could just scale like this one. And if it's fading out in the ground, you could just adjust the intensity for the spotlight.
They are just spotlights with the material on top, and then just adjust the diameter.
Yeah.
So
You just
we add a spotlight object, and then we just pop the material, do all things.
Yeah. You just need to first replace the materials, like type the spotlight component and search the material. And there's light function materials, and you need to search the M caustic decal. Those one. Yeah. I think there's also other ways. I think this might be have better solutions, like the. So this material is like function, as you can see. I can also just duplicate one for just decal. So LD could just choose which one you like. The spotlight is good for like projecting a giant water decal in the center of the level. But for decals, it could be also used for like the vertical area, like those buildings. You want the water decals to project on the buildings. Just wait a second. So let me just quick change to the decal. Deferred decals, opaque, translucent. Yeah, so this is for the decal actor. So I could show you real quick. So I need to just search for decal actors, and replace the decal material, like you see on here. So just replace the decal new materials to this one. So as you can see, there's different decals from this one. So it could be project on the ground. Let me just put into the landscape either. Yeah, so you see the vertical area also could be project on it. But keep in mind you need to just XY axis is for the projecting. For the side area, it could not. It could be stretched for the UVs. I think I could also refine it later for some like the edges will be smooth either after that. So just keep in mind those two functions. The spotlight and the decal sector is for the water caustic. So for galleries, so next is about galleries, right? So for galleries, this is much easier. So you can just search for the BP galleries, and I think it's all there. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
So basically, just some spotlights. Yeah, those spotlights and light shuttering, static mesh, and you can just place it in the levels, as you can see, like this one, and adjusting the scale. So it's much easier than the caustic. So if you want to like adjusting the parameters, keep in mind you just need to adjust in the detail panel, not in the blueprint panel. So like scale, you need to just scale in this one, and yeah, yeah,
I can see most of these lights are movable lights.
yeah.
So in general, they are going to be a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
And for our level, is there like a metric set on what you should be using based on the physics that we're expecting? Because all of these lights are going to be in the more the lights, the more the build time is going to go up and it's going to be difficult for performance. So if you can get like a ballpark of what we should or how many we should be expecting in each level, that would be
Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to change to stationary or static. Because the spotlight project area is always the same lighting.
Then if you convert it to static, then does that mean now you want to take lights? And then that goes against the stuff that we look at right now.
Okay, so lumen you do not need to take.
Yeah.
So we don't anything.
Yeah, by default it's just the home. So we need to look into performance issues and that. So I just go and have a look into performance now. So I think the performance indication of everything. But about anything else that we just come to still indication. For now, you guys can just do what how Charles has done, and then once I figure out the fact that the shaders have zero complexity, there, so if we just
I'm just talking
Yeah,
basically
I
like
get
it,
it.
because over here it seems fine, but Unreal kills kills everything once you build lighting, and so it's
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into the issue.
So can you talk about what are the shaded number of levels?
Right now it's just on the processing volume. Once I leave out, I need to like. So the thing is, right, since it'll work for single player very well, but when we go to multiplayer, we need to figure out how to get it on individual cameras rather than it being on one gigantic post-processing volume and then the effect just being there. We want the effect to be unique to each player based on where they are on how they're going.
Can you show us all the parameters which you can tweak to make that diversity different?
Like,
And see?
Yeah. The post processing. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So how do we get that into our levels? Right now we don't have any of those volumes on our levels.
Yeah, so first you need to search the place actors, search for post processing volume, this one, and just drag drop in the like 000, and then scale it like I think most lowercase 500.
and this is like a temporary thing that we will be doing right now. If you just want one effect in your scene, then only do it in a single player. Right now, you don't connect multiple things because you might see how many results. We still have to decide on how we will be getting those processes effect with Gallagher with like individual camera instances rather than like we want the effect to be on the camera and not the scene.
Yeah,
So right now what we're doing is we have it in the scene.
yeah,
So if you want to just test your levels and video levels according to the effect, then you can do it. But test while you're testing, just make sure that just one player who's
Okay.
testing. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the effect will work. And then for
Just by putting the volume the effect will work.
no, just put the volume and then Charles, can you show how to add the volume and how to add
the material.
material instant.
Okay, So after you place that, the volume, it means it only affects for these areas. So this one, like you see, for now there's nothing, but after I add the material, there's post-processing materials areas. You need to add asset reference in here and search for what's the name?
I think it's underwater.
Okay.
Underscore underwater.
Okay. This one?
Or search for blood red. I think you created a blood. Yeah, underwater post-processing filter. That is one, and then blood red. Just search for blood red.
Blood red.
Yeah, BLOOD. I think that is the one you have in your.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one. Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the instances that you have.
Okay. Let me toggle off this one first. So let me. Sorry. So for now, there are some materials in here. So I think for each level, we need to create material instance. If there's have other instance, you need to duplicate. Just avoid to change the parameters at the same time. So you need to like duplicate and name with your levels, and so these are different controlling for the scene depths. So play it real quick.
So there are like different parameters that this has. The names are not intuitive yet. I still have to play with the names. But the idea is that your max scene depth is how far you want, like what's the maximum distance at which you want the effect to gap off. And after that, nothing will happen. It will be the same from that point on.
Okay.
And you also have like a corresponding, since there's a max scene depth, there'll be a mid scene depth.
Yeah.
Which tells at which minimum distance do you want the effect to start kicking in. So if you want it to start immediately at where you are, then it just starts off, you can make this 0 and then it'll just kick in. But then the goal was, we want it to be like a two-way blend instead of just a linear blend. So you need to give like two ranges. One is your max and min range, in which your effect will be there. And then there's a smaller range in which your colors will actually start changing. So this gives an effect of you're starting off light, you get darker, and then you get lighter again. So this gives you like a fake sense of like depth, as in like the farther you are, the brighter it kind of gets. And I think that's what we discussed on like how we want our effects to look like. So, and then you have like a blend value, and you can play around with these blend values to like tweak how much you want to blend the weightage of like each of the colors. And like these two are the colors that you can set for your scene. So you can play around with like two colors. And
So what I understand, so basically we have to create an instance of the basic material.
Yeah.
4 instances of the 4 materials, and then we can create all of these parameters to make our levels look however we want them to look like.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exact.
So you just have one material and it's just create like 4 different instances so that you don't mess around with others
Okay.
things. And once you have those, you can just use them to add it to your level. But for now, just to be sure, just do it in a post-process volume and just play it with one player and single player only.
Okay.
Just have one controller attached and play with that.
Okay.
For multiplayer, we are still trying to think of a way to slap the effect on the screen. We haven't started working on that yet. But yeah.
Are you using a specific skybox for this?
No, I think they were playing, you guys were playing some
City to on the HDRI. Charles?
Yeah. Let me just. Okay, so the post processing is okay for now. Okay.
Yeah, I think any questions? Which one?
Yeah. Any questions?
play around with it so that it becomes intuitive.
Did God raise player perspectives?
Right now, they're global, they're just there.
There's spotlights.
Yeah, they're just one.
Yeah, spotlights.
But okay,
Yeah.
you'll see, we're gonna get into a situation where we're just.
That's the
How do we,
now we just.
So do you guys know how to implement that? I guess is what I can find that you know how to implement it.
I think I don't understand. It's recording, right?
Yes.
We're looking at the limited, it's streaming anything. Any reviews which you wanted to, which we need to know, what you have to HDRO?
if in order to get like the full effect of the vertical slice drag, is you have to actually have turn on the HDRI. I think the HDRI is in engine, right? Like anyone can pick it up, they just need to activate it. Is that correct, Charles?
Sorry, what?
The HDRI.
Yeah.
It's available for everyone to just grab out of engine, or it's already in engine, right?
Yeah, but you need to, so let me start from the plugins. So you need to search the HDRI backdrop. So actually those is just for HDRI plugins. So when you enable this, you could just add HDRI actors in your scene. So keep in mind you need to enable the HDRI and restart the entire project. Yeah, you need to enable it at first. So in default, it's not enabled. So after enable this one, just put there's also underwater one. I'm not sure what this one is. Let me try this one.
Yeah, another thing that might happen when you like enable the plugin, the HDRI plugin, is that you might check out the Unreal like our project's default config file. So if that happens, that will happen when you enable the plugin. So you just come and talk to like Frank maybe, and he can tell you if you should be submitting that, or you can just keep it in your local and then just let it go.
Yeah. And for now, I think you don't need to just adjust the scale, because for now I think it's good for size. So in this blueprint, so there's a geometry for skybox and skylights. So basically you need to, if you want to change the skylight impact on the landscapes, you need to change to the Q maps, like this one, and like search for underwater, like those. So basically, I think for different levels, they could just change to different HDRI texture map, cube map. If you want to like the dark scene, you can also search for some like sunset ambient cube maps to make it darker for the lighting, ambient light. So for the geometry, this actually is changed the surrounding textures for the skybox.
Well, also remember, like you don't want to go too crazy with different HDRIs. I kind of had in mind that you would just kind of stick to the same HDRI for all the courses, and then with the post processing is where you kind of have like the freedom to kind of adjust like watercolor and all that. And I'll still like check in on that. But like I want to give LDs a little bit of freedom to be able to explore sort of that field. So I would temper your expectations in terms of dropping in different HDRIs, because it might like fist me in this. I don't want you guys to get like too attached to. I mean, obviously you can be open to. Oh, I found this one HDR that's just amazing. Look how great it looks, and then yeah, we can do it like case by case. But I would say a safe thing would be to start with the one that we have in the vertical slice too, which I think it's just. That was just the underwater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just stick with the underwater one for now.
Yeah, I think for those textures, we need to change to some underwater, and you can also change the intensity of it. So if we make from some darker scene, so just give lower intensity. So these are just showing the lighting, ambient lighting. So the actually should be look like this. And backlighter. Yeah. So also this color such for the ambient light colors. So when you adjust it, I recommend to change to detail lighting so you could see the ambient light. I think that's it for the HDRI. Yeah.
Do you cover bubbles?
Yeah, for the bubbles, there's a. I think this name is the NS bubble. So it's the Niagara actor. So basically, it's just like this one. So for this, it could place in the surround areas. So like the on the tracks, maybe I think. And for most of case, I think you could use this one. It's the blueprint bubble spline, and this spline could be follow the spline like this one. If you see the bubble is following those spline, and there's some water splash, and it's also follow the spline, but its speed velocity is quite different. So basically, you can just put into the level and adjust the spline points like this one. And hold Alt to add more points. I think it's the same as the track, right? So yeah, so just play with that, and I think for later I could just give some parameters in the blueprint so you could add more bubbles. You can control the amount of bubbles and splash. Yeah, and that's it for the bubbles. And
Anything else for the event that LEDs can go ahead and add to their levels that needs to be extracted?
You're in the process of correcting the fish, right?
yeah, I have said so for the fish. For now, there's two ways to do that. Let me open the scroll fish. So basically, this one is the ones have random trails for those fish, but I could make it more controllable. So like those you can just control the start point and end points, and it could go straight into that. Also, there's some vortex force for the fish. But for the spine fish, let me enable the spine fish one. So you can see their facing vector is also the same. It could not get I think the big issue for this problem is you cannot get the tangent attributes for each points. So this could be better understanding that. So these are each tangent attributes on the spline. Unreal spline, I could get tangent, but I need to choose which index for the points. So these are basically some technical issues. So maybe there's a way to fix it, but for now, I think the better way to make it is these methods. So I think I could just update with that the spark points and end points, and it could just put into the track and the change that it is much easier to control, I think.
Alright, so
Since for event, it would be great if we can get this plan one year from here, because that can help us give convenience in the level. Whereas this can just be background decoration and stuff, because this looks very natural. So there are use cases for both of them. So make sure you just stick with just one.
You mean just the one message for the
No,
school?
I'm saying like if we can get both of them working, like the spline and this one, like separately, because they both have very different use cases in every level. So it'll be great if we can just get both them working. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, I think I could try this method because in this morning I just found these functions get tangent as spline points. Yeah.
I think we are at time for like lead school, because I think it's going to be improved, but is there anything else that you want to?
Just a quick question. Quick clarification. Can you go back to the post-processing effect,
Okay.
the materials?
Post processing. Okay.
And can you go open the materials?
Okay.
It's been curious,
In here, just to clarify, just based on our naming convention, can you,
Okay.
based on our naming convention, so M is a material and then MI is the instance. So whenever you create a material instance for your post-processing effect, you would want to do it with create an instance of the material itself and not create an instance of the material instance. This is just for, because you can create an instance of an instance of an instance, and we don't want to go down that hierarchy route. So just create an instance of the underwater effect filter, and then you can play around with the balance. But yeah, you can go to if you want to build upon an existing instance, you can copy the values. Like you can right click on one of them, and then you can copy all the values and paste it in your instance. So that's fine. But always create an instance of a material, not a material instance.
Okay. And also quick tips. These are the blending parameter for the post processing. So when it go to 0, there's nothing for the post processing, and it could change the intensity of that. But most of the case it's just 0 to 1. It's the
This is like the parent of everything, and
yeah
turning it off or turning it on.
yeah.
But then inside the material, you have more parameters that you can tweak to play around with, like the colors or
Yeah.
how you want the blend to happen, at which depth.
Depth color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those.
All right. Is that it?
questions will come to you.
Okay. Yeah. I
Thanks so
think
much, Charles.
that's it.
We'll go ahead and end that here. Thanks, guys, on Zoom.